Morning guys, welcome to Dummies for Running. I'm Johannes Rodenbach, and this video will be what I learned in my first half marathon trail race. I did the Hallo trail race in the Zuburg Mountains just last week, and this is what I learned from them, because trust me, some of these were mistakes that I will definitely not do in the next half marathon, and some of them were actually incredibly wise choices, if I would say so myself. So enjoy, and if there's anything that you would like to say, please put it in the comments so that other runners might know. Number one, eat something, anything that is small, fulfilling, and can help you with the race in the morning before the race. Trust me, it's not worth it to try and just say, oh no, I'll just have a coffee and go. It really catches up to you. In this last few kilometers, in the last 7 and also kilometers, I really struggled to get some energy back, and I believe it's because of that reason. In the last 3 kilometers, I felt like I was dead, and my muscles were just screaming at me to try and go forward. So that's something I would say is extremely important for doing your first half marathon. Eat something before a race. It's not going to negatively affect you. It's going to be the exact opposite. It's going to help you. It's going to help your body push through the half marathon. And trust me, it's all around, it's a good decision. Don't go overboard. Don't buy a McDonald's burger. Just something that's fulfilling, something you've had before races, even if it's 10Ks, and something that your body agrees with. Something like a peanut butter sandwich would actually have been a very good idea. But that is something I learned. I did not eat something before the race. I felt like, I'm drinking enough fluid, I'm getting enough energy in energy and those kinds of things. It's not true. Eating something really does help. And unfortunately, that's something I didn't do. I didn't eat something at a race, and it really caught up to me. So if you're doing your first half marathon, please eat something. Even if you have a belly like mine, it unfortunately will not carry you through a race. You will need to eat before the race. Okay, number 2, train. Where are you going to run? Unfortunately, I'm here in the bay, close to the sea, with very little mountains, very little actual mountains. Although there are some spots that would have been beneficial to try and go, such as one of the park runs here in the area, I didn't, because I thought if I push a little bit and just do my long runs, it will be okay. That was definitely not a good idea. The reason for this is easy. If you saw the video last time, it was completely mountainous. All of it was completely mountainous, and I am not used to mountainous terrain, and so it really shocked my body, especially going up the uphills and downhills. It really was difficult. There were very little flat paths, so I was not used to it, and it really took a toll on my body, especially the uphills. When you have to really lift your legs higher, I'm not used to it. Also, the amount of gear I was wearing was also difficult on my body. I was not used to it. Although I have ran with my vest, unfortunately, I was not used to that weight of what was in my vest. Even though it wasn't that heavy, but it was still, I felt it on my body. And that's something I would suggest to a lot of people. Be specific where you are going to run and train for those circumstances. Now, I know it's not always possible, especially for trail runs, because it's so very where you're going to run, what conditions it is, what condition the actual road is in. I know it's difficult, but at least try. Before runs like these, I would really, most likely, I will actually go out to the Zuburg area again and just do 1 week or 2 weeks of training there if I can. That's the problem. I know a lot of people don't have time for it, to just go to areas like that. Me neither, So I would literally have to go there in my vacation time or times I have off to actually be able to. Number 3, do not take the minimum amount of water. That was my fault completely. The minimum amount of water required for the 21k was 1.5 liters of water, I believe. And I had precisely 1.7 liters of water. And that was completely a mistake. I should have taken more water. I should have been more, how can you say, I should have listened more. A bladder would have been a much better option than what I had in my backpack. I had two 750 milliliter bottles with the 250 milliliter bottles on the front parts. I should have had a bladder. It would have been much easier and much better and much more helpful in the run as well. And that's something I made a mistake. They had a minimum amount and I thought I could get away with using only the minimum amount, and that was the biggest mistake I've made. Next time I'm definitely going to use a bladder with at least 2 liters of capacity plus two 500 milliliter bottles in front, which I will buy at some point. But definitely I'm taking more than what is actually necessary is actually a very big thing I saw there. A lot of people had gear that was only recommended, it wasn't required, and I can see why. A lot of it would have helped me have a better race and maybe get a better time, such as running sticks. I didn't think I would need them. I didn't need them technically, but it would have really helped me and I would have actually done better if I had running sticks. So having the minimum doesn't always make for a better run. It sometimes also makes for a very, very bad run sometimes, because you get dehydrated much faster and you can't replenish it, or you get your legs begin hurting and you have nothing to rest on while still moving forward. So I believe take more than the minimum. That's what I would say for this one, especially when it comes to water and energy stuffs like chocolates or jelly babies or anything like that. I only had one energy chocolate, a power bar I believe it was, and 3 sachets of energy gels. Although the energy gels did help me and they really did push me to some point, after the 18-19k mark I just couldn't take another gel. My stomach did not agree with them at all at that point. So you have a diversity of snacks that you can take. It would work much better, and you will not only race better and race longer, you'll also have a much better race with the feelings of your muscles and stuff. You will not cramp up as much and you will actually feel, okay, that was not too bad. Whereas I felt like I was going to die as soon as I crossed the finish line, just because I didn't have a packet of gummy bears. Okay, this one unfortunately is very obvious, but I didn't do it. I'm going to be honest, there was a big mistake. And that is, I tried running as if I was running on a road. My pace at the parts where I could run was way too fast for what I was actually doing and what was in my head. So yes, be careful with your pace, especially on trail runs and on these mountainous areas. I walked most of the uphills, and even then I walked way too fast in the beginning. And at some points there was a slight uphill and I thought, okay, yeah, I can run this. I can easily run this. That was a big mistake. I should have taken it much easier. I should have used my energy sparingly throughout the race. So I started off with a good for me, 9-8 minutes a K. I know that doesn't sound like much, but trust me, for this race it was actually quite good. But even then, at 7 kilometers, 7, 8, 9 kilometers, I completely fell flat. After 10 kilometers, I'm now 10, 11 minutes a kilometer. It is difficult, and I should have actually walked more. I should have had a continuous pace, but a slow pace, and I believe I would have actually done better. So I would say for this one, what I learned was to control my pace depending on the difficulty of the area that I'm in. If it is a long and very steep uphill, I'm going to walk slowly, very, very slowly. And then as the second I get a downhill or I get a flat area, I will slowly start jogging until I can get into a running form, or well, a running pace. And I think that's one of the things that always kept me back in this race. I wanted to go faster and faster and faster, and every single chance I get, I try to run. And that was a very bad decision on my part, and one that I wish I could fix. Yes, hoping the next year that I can fix that. Now, for number 5, rest at rest stops. Please do not be like me. I went into a rest stop. I didn't even sit down. I was, oh, here's a watermelon. Oh, here's a broodjie. Oh, here's a potato with salt on it. Oh, here's a little biltong. Or here was Coke and here was water. Let's take it in quickly. I didn't sit down. I didn't rest. I didn't rest my legs. And I thought to myself, oh shit, if I rest here, they're going to think I'm slacking off and I really don't want to go or anything like that. That is not true. Please, people, I talked to them afterwards. They even asked me, why were you so fast out of the race camp? Why didn't you just sit a little bit, just let your legs rest a little bit? Please, guys, when you get at a race camp for these kinds of long runs, and we had only one rest place in this entire 21, rest. Do it. Go sit down. Give your legs and your feet a rest. Just don't do anything. And do it. Give it a few minutes. Don't just get up and go there. And that's what I did. Even out of the rest stop, 2 kilos out of the rest stop, I completely just sat down and, well, I made it, but very difficult. It was very difficult. And I would say this to everybody. If you have a rest stop in a run like this, rest there. Take your time at that rest stop. Sit somewhere. Lie down if you have to. Please just rest. Nobody thinks less of you if you do that. We're all beginners, and nobody is going to tell you, you've been sitting here too long. Nobody's going to tell you that. And it's very important because you can get injuries after that. If you are too fast out of a rest stop and there's none left after that, and you're somewhere on the race and you're dehydrated, you are going to injure yourself. Because your muscles are already going to be so fatigued, they're going to snap for anything. So that's something I would really recommend for anybody, and I would warn anybody. Please rest at rest stops. Don't just go in, get something to drink and water, and then go on. It's not a road race. Road races you can do that because there's rest stops every few kilometers. With something like this, take your time and be safe. If you are safe, you will run again. If you're not, you may get injured. So please, safety first. So, what do I have in my hand here? It is a very strange name. Chamois cream. And I'm not even making it up. It's literally chamois cream. Precautions prevent injuries, if I can say it like that. Now, the reason I'm showing this is because this is an anti-chafing cream. I chafe like hell, unfortunately, everywhere. And I've even seen on the Blue Water Bay 15K, which I will, unfortunately I can't put it in here, I don't know how to do that yet, but the Blue Water 15K, I chafed everywhere, and it was unbelievably sore. Even 3 days afterwards, it was incredibly sore, and this really helped me not to shave. And that is something I'm very glad I did. I took precautions with stuff that would really hurt me. My shins, I do get shin splints, so I had compression socks on. I shaved, so I used the shaving cream, and I used a tight. The tight really did help me as well. And also just basic stuff. I had a little cooling towel that I had, and whenever there was like a little stream or something like that, I would dip it in and I would put it around my neck, and that really helped me. These little precautions seem like nothing, but they really help to make a race extremely fun and to actually really help in the long run, just to get your muscles back to where they were, that they're not sore or anything like that. And also it prevents injuries from going beyond the race. 2 days outside of the race, yeah, I was a little bit sore, but I was also still mobile, at least. 3 days after the race, nothing. No chafing, nothing hurt me so much I couldn't do anything. So precautions before a race do help, not only for the race, but also what comes after. Thank you for watching this video, guys. Really, I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that's watching the videos and subscribing to the channel. All the best to you guys running. See you again.